Marlo with Marlo from Eureka, almost said Grants Pass. And and I can see my internet here is quite slow. So I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not. Anyway, it was a really busy day at work. Lots of stuff at work today, and it's not gonna come up, I don't think. So hopefully my live is okay. I don't know. The Wi-Fi is a little bit sketchy here, and 50 only from God because there was none. I went to Walmart, I went to Staples. The shelves are bare of computer accessories, and all of a sudden there was this empty shelf of 50-foot Ethernet cable. I'm like, oh, yes, and I grabbed it, and so now my life is so much easier trying to do my work here. But it's not so great for doing my lives on my thing. But I wanted to show you, if you saw, I posted a couple pictures about the poor sunflower. It's a huge sunflower, and it fell over yesterday, and I was trying so hard to save it because it kind of bent the stalk. And it was looking really bad, and a bunch of the leaves fell off. But today it looked like it perked up a little bit, so we decided to try to save it. So I just want to show you just a little bit of what we did here. Maybe if I can get this flipped around. So here it is. You can see it's really tall. It's up to over the roof, and it had fell down, and I grabbed sticks and I was trying to prop it up, and it got a little damage right down there on the stalk, and so we put a bandage on it, and it lost a bunch of its leaves, but otherwise it's looking good. We got it tied up to the wall now, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I don't know if you can see it doesn't quite have the flower yet, but just a little bit. But we are trying to save it, and here is a quick tour of the yard. My mom has beautiful flowers, all sorts of flowers in here. Neat artwork. She's got statues, and if you look in the rocks, you find little hidden faces. There's a little face. There's a little face. She likes all kinds of cool little trinkets and stuff, so there's faces all over the place, and bird baths and just fun stuff all over. So let me see if I can flip this back around. Hopefully the internet will stay. Yay. The robbery, we did get a call from the officer or deputy. I'm not quite sure what it is, but not just a little bit of information, nothing much. I haven't caught anybody yet, even though there's been several people mentioning the names of who they think the driver of the car is and whose car it is, so hopefully they will catch it. But lots of stuff we've been working on, getting security, researching security systems and cameras and all that kind of good stuff. But and my business, my team, oh my gosh, my team is blowing up. It is amazing. We have had, I don't know how many rankings, and it's not even the end of the month. Just her nails are starting to grow and look really awesome, just like my nails. They look really good. So feeling having some success with the weight loss, which is pretty exciting. So excited there. So let's get started. So the number one, I gotta put my readers on. Number one trick for doubling your weight loss, for your weight loss success. So if you're having trouble with the scale not budging, which a lot of people are having right now with all this stress and stuff going on, the number one trick is to keep a food diary. And this really has helped me in the past. But it says tracking your, what you eat and all that kind of stuff is a very effective weight loss tool. They did a study of 1700, and the people who did keep the food diary, they lost 2 times as much weight. And then they also said it really helps. They did another study to see people who maintained their weight, and the people who kept the food diary actually maintained their weight over 2 years, versus the other people who did not. So it really is an effective weight loss tool, and it's very effective at helping. And here's some of the reasons why. It helps you to make smarter choices when you're eating, and it okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. Maybe I'm back. Okay, lighting's terrible. Don't like the lighting, but I think okay. There we go. So it helps you to hold yourself accountable, and that I find really, it really, really does, because when you're writing it down, you're, oh, I really did eat that, extra bar, or that cookie I wasn't supposed to eat, and all that kind of stuff, if you write it down. And it also helps you to recognize trends. So you can recognize if you're eating certain things, and then your weight starts to go up, or maybe it goes down, or that sort of thing. And especially if you're using one of the apps, um, it also helps you to overcome plateaus. And this is one way I have used it, because I would be sitting at a plateau for a really, really long time. And then I decide, well, what am I eating extra stuff I don't realize, or, something like that. So if you keep the food diary, it really helps you to see where you're sneaking in maybe some extra carbs or calories, if you're counting calories, and you're not realizing it. A lot of times, like with counting carbs, is you don't count like all those condiments that you're eating, the ketchups and those types of things, and those things really add up a lot. So that really helps with that, and it helps you to figure out what you need to do, changes you need to make in order to get past that plateau. So it says, in order to do a really good food diary, what you should do is you can use a pen and paper, or use one of the food apps, or one of the apps that are out there. And I use MyFitnessPal. There's lots of other ones, but that one, they have a free version, plus you get extra features if you do the paid version. And on I think with the paid version, you can do it with the free version, but it's a little bit more difficult. But the paid version, you can actually it helps you to count the carbs better, as far as net carbs, because that you have to do some setting changes. Otherwise, it's doing total carbs and not just net carbs. But number one tip for doing a good log is to log it right away. Don't wait till the end of the day, because you're going to forget things, you're not going to remember. And you also, if you're like me, you'll get too tired and busy, and then you just won't do it at all. So try to do it right away as you're eating throughout the day, and that really helps. Number two is to include all the extras. So be sure and include everything. Don't leave off the condiments, like the ketchups and those sort of things. Include it all, and that way for sure if there is something you're eating too much of, and you're actually eating way more calories than you thought you were eating. And number three is to also include your mood. So include like things like, were you really hungry, or were you just bored and that's why you're eating? Why were you eating? Or were you stressed? Were you tired? Were you eating because you were trying to stay awake, because you're at work and you're trying to stay awake, so you have to eat to stay awake, or driving or something like that? What was your mood while you were eating? And that really helps also to see trends, and maybe triggers, things that trigger you to eat that you wouldn't, when you normally wouldn't eat, and that sort of thing. So really does help, and it's helped me just in general to figure out what's going wrong, or stuff like that. And it's also helped me to get past plateaus, and figure out what to do during a plateau. So it's really helpful. If you are just hopping on, I see some people hopping on. It's the number one trick for doubling your weight loss success is to do a food log, a food diary, and keep track of what you're eating. It helps you be more accountable. It helps you to recognize trends, and it helps you to overcome those plateaus. Lots of great benefits. So watch the rest of the video, because I have lots of tips on there, and how to do a proper one. And I also have a tour of the yard and the sunflower that we're trying to save. It's a giant sunflower. Let me just flip around again, and I will do that again. So you can see the giant sunflower and the bandage. We bandaged it up and propped it up, and we'll see if it survives. It is tilting towards the sun as it goes back and forth. Seems to be. That one is, it's up to the roof. And then there's this other one, much smaller but still pretty large, right there, but nowhere near as big as that one. So anyway, that's my video. Hope you got some benefit from it. I found it real interesting, because it really does help me when I log my food to keep track of what I'm eating, and figure out problems that I'm having, as far as not realizing I'm eating as much as I am eating, or eating those extra things. You think you're just sneaking one thing here and there, and then it comes to find out it's actually adding a whole lot of carbs to your diet, or calories if you're counting. So I hope that helps you out. And if you do want to get started with keto, it's a great great way to get healthy and lose weight. It's what's changed my life and helped me lose 87 pounds, go from pre-diabetic to totally normal numbers, and get healthy, play volleyball again, and go hiking and live life, and actually be able to, enjoy life and stuff. But I do have 10 easy steps to get started with your ketogenic lifestyle, so I'd be happy to share that with you. Just send me a private message and say 10 easy steps, and there we are. Okay, so if you want the 10 easy steps, just send me a private message and I will send it to you. You can get started, get healthy, feel better, live life, and all that kind of good stuff. And have a great rest of your day.